My name is Alita, and I'm gluten-free. I have to admit, I used to be incredibly annoyed with the gluten-free frenzy that has taken over our local and, of course, organic health food stores, and it's worked its way into the aisles of major chain grocers. It annoyed me to no end when someone would order pizza on gluten-free crust or ask where the wheat-free cookies were. Okay, it still annoys me a little bit, but I'm getting over it. I was diagnosed with hypothyroidism in 2005, and up until this spring, I assumed that I was stuck with it. Then, a functional medicine doctor asked if I would be willing to eliminate gluten from my diet just to see what might happen. I immediately devised an extensive mental list of reasons why I couldn't do it, why it wouldn't work, and why I didn't want to be one of those people. But then, out of the sincere frustration of trying to juggle chronic exhaustion and intense hunger in the face of graduate school, I figured I didn't have anything to lose. So for 8 weeks, I cut out all gluten from my diet. It wasn't until I got my blood tests back that I was convinced. Over the course of 8 short weeks, my thyroid had magically started functioning again. So then, I felt like I had to go gluten-free, but I really didn't want to be one of those people. You know, those people who don't eat gluten because someone in a yoga class told them not to. I couldn't have that on my conscience. So my options were, 1, eat gluten and suck it up, or 2, learn about why I shouldn't. I decided to deconstruct the gluten-free phenomenon, and that's what I'm here today to share with you. So what is gluten anyway? Gluten is made up of 2 proteins, gliadin and glutenin, and they are connected by starch. You can think of them as the glue that holds your food together. Fun fact, in many areas of the world, gluten is the main source of protein. Wait a minute, it's a protein? Yep, and a protein that is extremely harmful for a select few people. 1 in 133 Americans has celiac disease. These people absolutely need to eliminate gluten from their diet, or their immune system will wreak havoc on their small intestine. A mere 6% of Americans might have a gluten sensitivity, and would probably feel better if they moderated or eliminated gluten. Yet, 29% of Americans want to cut down or completely eliminate gluten from their diet. So why on earth has this little protein led to dietary mayhem and a die-hard cult following? It appears that people are cutting down on gluten, not because they have to, but because it's, well, trendy. According to a recent national survey, 59% of people who purchase gluten-free food do so because they think it's healthier, and 27% of Americans eat gluten-free foods in an attempt to lose weight. In fact, only 2% of gluten-free foods are actually purchased by people with celiac disease. So really, 98% of this quickly evolving industry caters to and even targets consumers who don't actually need it. Interesting. Food corporations have recognized a vulnerable pot of gold and have begun pumping out hordes of gluten-friendly foods for everyone. Which leads to the biggest problem with the gluten-free movement. Just because a product is gluten-free does not mean that it's healthy. Gluten-free products are much more processed and contain far more ingredients than their gluten-filled foes. Go ahead, next time you walk down the aisle at the grocery store and you see a bright red in-your-face, look at me, I'm gluten-free sign, pick up a product and read the ingredients. You might be surprised by what you find. Even something like Udi's products, which claim to be gluten-free and healthy, and cost $6.99 for a loaf of bread, contain anywhere from 2 to 4 different types of sugar in one loaf. The gluten-free substitutes are also low in fiber, protein, and important minerals such as iron. These products are charging much more money for much less nutritional value. By cutting out gluten and replacing it with processed foods, there's a risk of missing out on the nutrients that are essential for your overall health. So, if you are going to join the masses and try out the gluten-free diet, or even if you already have adopted it, I challenge you to make gluten-intelligent choices by choosing a variety of whole, naturally gluten-free foods. Try out some new fruits. Try out some new vegetables. Try snacking on nuts. Try adding grains like quinoa, rice, millet, buckwheat, or amaranth to your dinners, or maybe eat some beans, like black beans, at lunch. And yes, even chocolate is naturally gluten-free, so go ahead, enjoy a piece. And please, if you meet any of those people, share some of this knowledge with them. And remember, you can't control gluten intolerance, but you can control your gluten intelligence.